Hi all, welcome to the outcome over output session. Thanks for joining. So, let's get started. Before I, get started, I want to understand the pulse of the audience, how they actually are acquaintance with this, with the topics. So for that, I've just created a small Kahoot quiz. If you just, join this link, www.kahoot.it, and with this game pin. Sorry, I'm using, the free version, so I can accommodate only 20 players unless I get lucky and I can accommodate more. So I'm waiting for the players. And once I have got enough players, I can, get started. Ritika, can you help me in posting the game pin and the link in the chat, please?
Yes, Meenakshi, just doing that.
Thanks much. And it's not a test, guys. It's just, how we get a contest and, kind of an icebreaker you can take in that form.
Guys, I pinned the link and the pin as well. You can copy paste and log in.
And Polemy and Ritika, feel free to let me know when to get started with the game. If you see like more than that players, and we can get started.
Okay, Meenakshi, we cannot see how many of them are there. We can see it on your screen
Yeah,
itself.
I can see.
Let's wait for, I think there are 10. Let's just
there
give
are 10
another
players as of now. Yeah.
few more seconds. Hurry up, guys. I know we have 28 to 30 people in the call.
I guess we have 12. I can give like more 30 seconds and without
Yes.
any ado, I can get started.
Yes, Meenakshi.
Great. Okay. I'm going now. I'm going to start. I have 13 players as of now. Is anybody trying? On the count of 1, 2, 3, 4. Shall I time to 10? Okay, no worries. I can get started. Oh, sorry, you can escape this one. 3. This is a small quiz question. So amount of something produced by a person, machine, industry is an outcome and an output. What do you guys think? True or false? Just one answer. One answer. It's false. It's output. We're moving to next. We'll see the scoreboard later. Who is on the podium? Maybe. So what for making the meal? What is the probable output? When you're making a food, what is the output that you're looking for? A good taste, nutrition, good food. Yes, my audience are very knowingly. So okay. So now coming to our known topics, the daily stand-up. What do you think is a probable outcome of the daily stand-up? In good 20 seconds for this question. 7 answers, 30 seconds. Okay. Yeah. So outcome is, impediments do not hinder the team progress. That's what kind of outcome is. And I've not seen any of the right answers. No worries. We are just learning. Next is the probable output of the backlog refinement. Make sure it's about output of the backlog refinement. Ten answers. So output is, the stories are meeting the definition already. Outcome is like team is clear on what they're planning to do. So I'm just giving the hints, understand, giving the overview. Sprint planning, the probable output of the sprint planning. Hope that music is motivating. That's a Kahoot, self-play music. Great. Nice. 3 answers correct. Retro, the most loved ceremony. What can be the outcome of retro? Identifying issues, concerns, taking small, continuous improvement. Hang on. Nice. So a specific outcome post sprint review in the demo. What you're looking forward, the outcome for the sprint review, the demo. Great. So this is the stakeholder partnership and alignment, because we will get aligned to them, right? That's the outcome of the sprint demos that we do. So last but not the least, I just took one question for the AgilityToday and conference. So what would be the probable output, being part of the AgilityToday and conference? This was the easiest one. Yes, thank you so much. So I can just announce who is on the podium, maybe. Who is Agility? Please rename yourself. Is it third, second?
I'm second.
And we have two, Vivek and Rakhi, as runner up. Great. So guys, that was it. So I just wanted to understand, how we are doing. So that was kind of a starter. So I didn't want to just close this one so that it will not get disturbed. Coming to my session, hope you guys enjoyed, understand what I'm going to cover in my today's topic. So this is all about it. So for this session, we often heard from our leaders that, asking their teams to deliver value. And then they want their teams to know, just simply deliver the stuff. They don't want, just keep on delivering. They also want, to create values. But, value is really creative. It's a very tricky word. So that is what we're planning to understand through this session. Let's go on to the next session. So this is a small agenda. Like what we'll understand what is output driven, outcome driven, what is the outcome, and how to get started it. Hopefully we can also know how we can measure it. So next is an output. What is an output? So output is something you do. An output is something that happens as a consequence you do. So when we need to deliver X amount of features by Y amount of date. What should we conclude from that? So most people naturally focus on the output. It's relatively easy to come with a list of the things that you need to do today, week, and this month. So towards the end, it feels like delivering more, like simply giving the machine guns to the team. He just keep on delivering. We have delivered X features into the Y time, like that. So what it actually means is their process is not agile. It is only the incremental delivery against a project specification. And what this team can do is generate more output, and this is more efficient process, but not more effective. So gradually, this output driven team, adopts, a watermelon effect. What this watermelon effect is called is like towards the end, all the metrics are green, which mean the term as a success. But if you reach out to your customer, to the stakeholders, they are not happy, and that's what delivers in a watermelon effect. So and it helps to crash into the wall faster. So if you're doing coordination, effective coordination and execution, it's irrelevant when you're trying to solve a wrong problem. So what's an outcome driven is, so when a small team and small design agile team is discovered that what they're working, if they're working on the wrong problem for any of the reasons, they can change. They can easily change because they're directly collaborating. They're directly collaborating with the business stakeholder. They're directly engaged with the customers and acquiring the signals, to just trigger the discovery that plan needs to change. If you see from the organization perspective, you can describe the team as being encapsulated. They have the ability to change the plan within their collaborative area of influence. What does mean is that they can change the plan. They can change because they're working together, both from the business side, from the technology side, like the team that is creating the product, the solution, and they share an understanding what the value, what the opportunity, and that the cost complexity of this solving the problem is. So they even understand, what what is suitability of the design. If you change slightly the design, and also how we are going to execute this design, so they can effectively manage the technological and market acidity about why, what, and how they're doing their work. And that team is called as outcome driven team. And whenever they get a problem to solve, they can pivot a new way to solve it, because it's happening within a collaborative area of their influence. If we see this figure, we can easily understand what is an output driven team and what is an outcome driven team. Output driven team always focus on what being asked, as initiated by my co-speakers. Like if you follow plan driven development, aspect of the effective driven development, how we reach. So they always focus on what being asked to do, and without any flow, they will just keep on doing. They, like this first picture, I hit my target of 50 arrows a minute. But what about the outcome? Are we able to hit what will actually going to change our customer behavior? If I just want to take a small, very small, live example that can occur anytime. So we own a small website where team can, the people will come and can book a hotel, flight, and whatnot. So there was a lady. She wanted, to celebrate her wedding, and she booked a nice hotel day before. She planned it well ahead, and she wanted to book, and she wanted to, celebrate her day with her husband. But what happened just before the day? Or she received a call from the hotel telling, sorry ma'am, we can't progress with what you're expecting, because we need to cancel all of our bookings because of some uncertainties has occurred. And what do you think, how that lady must have been reacted? Obviously she is not happy about it. Whereas the team is trying to do whatever they can. They are trying to, they listen to her, they show empathy to her. The reason with the restaurant manager, in like, how can we solve her problem? But nothing worked. But eventually, they just need to close their ticket, and they need to provide a refund, which the lady was actually not looking for it. She was not looking for the refund. She was actually wanted to spend her day, which has already she planned. So how can we change? So team has done everything. So like from the output perspective, they identified, they've done everything from the rule book, what it says. They followed up, they send an email, they try to get the refund. So there was all the output based, the thinking that team has. But if you give them small empowerment, like some of the, give them, enable them. And if they ask them, guys, we are not here to, close our ticket, but here we wanted to solve a customer problem. What if they can go one step ahead, and they can have booked a different restaurant, kind of the same pricing, or maybe a more? Because if the team, if the particular industry is ready to take the hit, why not go and try to book another restaurant of the kind of the same pricing, and make that lady happy? What it will change? It will certainly gonna change the customer behavior. So lesson what point is that when we're trying to create the most positive outcome that can create the right change in behavior and create the value, the least possible output. The outcome, I just want to reiterate, it's the outcome what business want to need or achieve, and outputs are the action or the item that contribute in achieving an outcome. So some of the things we always see, oh, we shipped it, so we are done. And I've seen the team celebrating it. We moved the thing into the production. So they are actually celebrating. What if it's got shipped? What is happening beyond it? Who's gonna take care of that? So definition of done needs to be really rethought, and just getting the things out of the door doesn't mean done. Iteration rightly done is no longer equally to the shipping or hashtag delivered. We need to think beyond what is needed to create an impact. We just don't want to think ship things out of the door. How they are correlated. So shipping is just the beginning of the conversation. Instead, the question we need to ask is, what you shipped is helping to finish the task faster? Are they talking about their product to your friends? Did they get their kids to the play at the end of the day? Have they get, the effective time? Why they have utilizing your product? So if not, then sense the need that you need to create an action to respond to it in an agile manner until you achieve what your customer is striving for. So today we understand that continuous development is not equal to continuous conversation, as we can get the ideas into the customer hand as quickly as we want. What if we try to understand the impact of those ideas. So at the leadership level, what it means, so start the value learning over delivery. Like if you want to start the change, the way what success look like to our organization, instead of getting features out of the door, we want to focus building on continuous learning cycle. that shifts sense and you respond to the loop and help to build a continuous feedback loop with the market and start to bring the whole new set of information. So no matter what work you are into, first and foremost, software business, and we need to leverage the technology to scale and think in the outcome focused manner. So build a culture of continuous learning and development and make it okay to change the direction based on the learning and the evidence collected. How, if we go by this hypothesis statement, like we believe this business outcome will be achieved if dash the users successfully attain the with this particular feature and solution. Focusing outcome is like what needs to be improved, why does need to be improved, what improvement experiment will you try, what outcome do you expect from this experiment, and how will you know you have succeeded. So if we just take the small example of this car, so we can say we believe that increasing the car images on the search page will result in our improved customer engagement and conversation. And we will know we have succeeded when we see a 15% increase in customer who review our car's images on the search page, or we see a 5% increase in customer who convert their purchase within 48 hours of viewing the car image on the search page. So if we try to think on the outcome-based approach, we are surely going to achieve what we were looking for. Having said that, we always say, give teams a problem to solve, not a solution to implement. And we agree how we are right now doing in a Agility Unconference. We all have been solving a problem, to learn together. And surely it's a kind of as we see in a Kahoot, the outcome is, more learning and sharing, rather than just attending the different sessions. How are we gonna achieve it? How can we go about finding the outcomes? There are three questions basically that come to our mind, and that we call as a magical question. You can use it. What are the behavior that create value? And they are the outcome. How can we people to get to do more of them? Those are the features that you might propose to do. How we know we are right? Those are the tests and the metrics that we try to achieve to measure towards progress toward our roadmap. Just want to quote a small example from the Alice in the Wonderland. So when Alice got lost in the wood and she found Cheshire the cat, she wanted to ask, which way should I go from here? Cat replies, and depend on where you want to go. Alice then says, I do not much care. And Cat concludes, then it doesn't matter which way you go. Same thinking and same mindset apply to when the output driven and outcome driven team is. If you don't know where you're going, any road will take you there. And it leaves a great impact. And we are reading this kind of stories from when we were child. So, and we never realize how the weighted the statement is. I just wanted to give some of the evidences that we have collected from the annual State of Agile report. That's kind of a version 1, where we have seen the first in the rank was the velocity. They try to if the team is having a maximum velocity, that team was known as I can say as awarded as the best team. But now it is changing. If I talk about how is happening in the 11th, the 14th, that was 11th and this 14th annual State of Agile report, we can say that we are great change agent, and now we can say the customer satisfaction and the business value is the rank higher than outputs like on-time delivery and productivity. So this is the small insight that I want to give from my session. I guess I've covered, and this was the kind of a learning, and all the co-speakers have focused here in all of the topics I've heard, some of the flavors of output and outcome. So I want to combine all. I hope you achieve and try to see what I was trying to propose. Thanks much. That's it from my side.